Hey guys, it's me. I'm here today to do a Valentine's Day horror story time. So just like a little disclaimer, these situations no longer affect me. Like I'm not looking for pity or anything like that. Honestly, when I think back to these situations, I am just like I find it hilarious that this stuff actually happened to me, because it's like movie stuff. Like it's just crazy that this was actually my life. So I just thought it'd be like a fun, like lighthearted way to like share some stories, do a little story time so you guys could get to know me better or whatever. And also just cause like last year I did Valentine's Day gift ideas for the guy that I was like with at the time. And don't worry, he's in the story. So yeah, I'm not seeing anybody right now, so I thought it'd be fun to just do like crazy Valentine's Day things that had happened. So the first story time, okay, I'll just tell you. Both the story times, one story time is, we'll call it the Valentine's Day where my boyfriend got sent to jail and I found out he was cheating on me. Second story time is gonna be the Valentine's Day where I found out that my boyfriend got his girlfriend pregnant. Okay, these are crazy. Okay, get ready. So the first story time happened back in Valentine's Day 2013. So I'll just start off the day. So the night before Valentine's Day, like the night leading to Valentine's Day, my boyfriend had stayed the night at my apartment. So I was like happy because like I thought he was gonna wake up there, we were gonna spend the day together, you know, like normal relationships would do. So we wake up and he says he's got like some business to take care of and he asked me to go. And I thought like that was nice of him, and I ended up saying no for like reasons that go deeper than I want to get into in this story time. So he goes. So like a couple hours later I asked him like, did he plan on coming back to like spend the evening with me on Valentine's Day? Like, did he plan on seeing me at all besides like that morning? He said no, I think. So I was like pissed, obviously. So he starts like blowing up my phone. And I wasn't answering because, you know, I was mad. So I didn't answer. So I don't exactly remember I think I got a call from his mom, honestly, telling me that he had gone to jail. And so I was like, WTF? What happened? Like, what's going on? So she told me he got sent to jail with this girl that he was with at the time that he got arrested. So I wasn't pleased that he was with a girl, and I guess they were alone at his house, so like not pleased, obviously. But I kind of like, I don't know, I was more like upset that he was in jail and got arrested than and he like loved me, like I really believed that he loved me, so I was like, nothing happened. So later that night, his best friend calls me and tells me that my boyfriend had confessed to him weeks earlier that he had been sleeping with the same girl that he got arrested with. So not only did I spend Valentine's Day alone, but my boyfriend went to jail, and then later found out that he had been cheating on me with the girl he got arrested with for weeks. Crazy. So yeah, that wasn't as long as like I really expected it to be. So second story time was last Valentine's Day, and I wasn't like legitimately dating this guy because he was still talking to his ex. So we were constantly fighting because I was like, why do you still talk to her? And he would like make excuses why he was still talking to her. And I really loved him, so I like made excuses for him and wouldn't just leave him, you know. Like I obviously in hindsight definitely should have. So in January, we made plans to, like, I think it was like January 21st, if that was a Saturday in 2018, I think that was the day. He said that we would spend Valentine's Day together. And I don't remember if I asked if we were spending it together or if he like offered. I don't know like how it went down. So then we kind of like weren't talking as much because he was on a different work schedule than me. So like when he was awake, I was sleeping. And when I was awake, he was sleeping. So we just weren't talking very much. And so like a week before Valentine's Day maybe, I texted him and I said, are you sure you really want to like spend Valentine's Day together? Because like we're having communication issues. I haven't really like talked to you very much. And he said, yeah, like I wish I still had this phone because I know the text message so clearly in my head. He said, yes, I still want to hang out on Valentine's Day. You've never had like a really good Valentine's Day and I want to make this Valentine's Day memorable. This is like foreshadowing. So I was like, oh, that's so nice. So Valentine's Day comes, I go to work. After work, he's waiting for me at my house, and he had like made reservations at this restaurant that overlooked, it was like on a hill, so it like overlooked the city, and there was patio seating, but it was raining, so we were inside. But it was super romantic. So we get home, and we were both full, so we were like laying on the couch, like gonna find a movie to watch or whatever, and he was gonna spend the night, so we had all night to like do Valentine's Day stuff. So we're on the couch, and like let me like pause this current moment in time and take you like 4 weeks before this. I was speeding and one of the red light cameras caught me, and like I saw the flash and everything, so I knew like they were gonna come to my house because they had done it. The red light cameras have flashed me doing something wrong a couple times. And so normally like they'll send you something in the mail that says like, you ran a red light, pay this amount or whatever. And then if you don't, they'll send a officer, I guess, I don't know, a delivery person, I don't know who they send, to your house, and they'll knock on the door, and they usually come twice before they give up and the red light ticket is like dropped off your record. Like after 120 days, if they can't get a hold of you personally, it's dropped. So somewhere between the day you get the letter and 120 days from the incident, they will send an officer to your house 2 different times if they don't catch you the first time, to try to serve you with it. And once they serve you, if you don't pay it, you'll go to jail, I assume. So I had already been through this a couple times, and I knew how it worked, and I knew there was going to be an officer coming to the door, and I knew I needed to not answer the door so that I could get out of it. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not the most responsible person. So we're laying, by the way, I have a Ring doorbell that I got for Christmas last year. It was in my what I got for Christmas. So I get alerts on my phone when there's motion at my door. I get alert when someone rings the door, and I can live view it and see who is standing out there. So we're laying on the couch, and we hear a knock at the door, and we hear the doorbell go off, and then the person keeps knocking. So I told him, I said, don't answer it. It's probably the guy giving me the papers. And because last time they tried to serve me, that guy, which it's not all the time, it's like once or twice a year. So like a year previous to this, someone had tried to serve me, and my boyfriend had answered the door. And when they asked where I was, he said like, she's right here. So I got served. So I told him like, don't answer the door this time. Like it's probably the person trying to serve me the stuff. Don't answer. So he was like, okay. So he starts like texting. Like we're hiding underneath my window so that if someone does like try to look through the blinds, like they won't see us. And he's like texting, and I'm like, I don't know, I didn't think it was weird. I just thought, I don't know. So he puts on his shoes, and he goes out my back door, and he jumps the fence to my backyard. And and by the way, it's like nighttime, it's dark. So he jumps and starts running, and I can hear him and tell. And then behind my backyard was like an open dirt lot. So I see car lights flash, like someone was unlocking the door or something. So I get out my phone to like text him and say like, the person's car is in my backyard. Like I see their lights flashing, like they're probably walking back to their car. And so I see their car door open. I see them like sit in the doorway of their car with like the door open. And at that time I was like, let me check and see who it was or what it looked like. So I go on my Ring app and I click the view, and it's his ex-girlfriend in her bathrobe at my door looking for him, obviously. So he had sprinted to his truck and left, and she was already back there. I don't think he could see her because it was dark. So she had followed him. So nobody was at my house now except me. So now I'm wondering, at what point did he figure out that it was her at the door and not the cop? And like, why didn't he tell me? Like, that's my ex, because she had come to my house a couple times before this, like at least 2, looking for him. And like every time he would say that like once she left, he'd be like, yeah, it's over. Like, I'm gonna be with you. So yeah, I obviously should have left him. So I was kind of confused as to like why he left, and like if he knew it was her, and if that's who he was texting. And like, he knew I had the doorbell, so I don't know why he didn't like acted like he didn't know who it was. So I call him, playing stupid at this point. So I call him and I said, where are you going? He said, oh, I have an emergency at work. I'll be back. And I was like, okay. And he goes, do you ever look and see who was at the door? So I told him it wouldn't, like the app wouldn't load, so I couldn't see who it was. And he was like, oh, okay. And he's like, are they gone now? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. And that was that. So then he calls me like 10 minutes after that. No, she texts me and she said, you need to like leave my boyfriend alone. We're having a baby. And like, I kind of thought she was lying because he spent a lot of time with me. So I figured there's no way that they could actually be together given the amount of time that he spends with me, unless she just doesn't care. So then he calls me, and I thought he was calling to apologize because that's usually how it went. So I answered, and he was like, I'm trying to tell my girlfriend that you and I haven't been seeing each other, that we've been done a long time ago, and that I was just at your house today to like help you with something. And now, like, obviously we went to dinner. Like, that wasn't why he was at my house. Like, we had planned this like 3 weeks in advance. That was not, he wasn't at my house for any other reason than Valentine's Day. So I was like, I told him on the phone, because I knew at that point that she was there. So I said, I'm not gonna like lie to her. If she wants the true story, I'm gonna give her the true story, why you were at my house. I'm so sick of like you telling me, because at this point, like, it was all making sense. Like, he was seeing me and then telling her that he wasn't seeing me. And then when I would think he was seeing her, he was just telling me he wasn't seeing her. And then at that point, like, I kind of knew he was a piece of shit before that, but at this point, like, everything clicked, and I was like, no, he's a genuine lowest of the low, lowest piece of shit that you will ever find. So he kept begging me to like, just tell her that we don't see each other. And I'm like, no, like, you can lie to her. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheater. I'm not a piece of shit. You do it. Have your life. That's it. So yeah, that was pretty much how it ended. Like, I went to bed crying because I thought I was gonna spend the rest of my life with him, and he had never stopped seeing his ex-girlfriend ever. Like, I mean, they never even broke up. Like, he had been dating her the entire 2.5 years that I had been dating him. And then I find out on Valentine's Day that she was pregnant and that they were starting a family. And yeah. So obviously I don't have good taste in men. And my Valentine's Day, honestly, they can only go up from here, you know? Like compared to those 2 stories, like, could I ever have a worse one? Like, I don't even think so. So yeah. So this year I'm gonna be doing like self-love, self-care stuff, and I advise you to do the same. So I hope you guys enjoyed my stories, and if you guys have any like crazy stories, like crazy Valentine's Day stories, like, leave them in the comments below, because I'd like to read and see like if anybody else like had whack stories like I did. And just because I like videos to have a message, I'm gonna close this out with just like a little thing, like if you feel like you're being lied to, or if you feel like you're being mistreated or emotionally abused or even like physically abused, like leave him. Like don't hope that he's gonna change. Don't try to catch him in a lie and see if he'll change. Like if he's lying, he doesn't care. If he cheated, he doesn't care. If you even think he did, if he even put himself in a situation where he could have, he doesn't care. It's not that hard to not cheat on people, to like care about them, to listen to them, to love them. It's not hard. And if he's not doing it, he doesn't care. Leave him. I just hope that you guys, if you're in a situation that's not ideal, that you can find enough love for yourself to leave the situation, because life is short and it's too short to be with someone who doesn't care about you when you can care about you. So I ran out of memory, but thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for my next video. Bye!